Hey everyone, this is day 15. Sorry I haven't been making a video as much. I've been going back to work and I've just forgotten, to be honest with you. I'm really sorry. But a lot has happened. It's still pink, but it's dry now. It's not using anymore. So I had an appointment. Well, today's Thursday, so I had an appointment on Monday, and he said that it's fine to put makeup on, but it has to be it doesn't have to be, but the special kind that they offer, which is, I've got it right here, is this breathable camouflage Lyco gel cover and recovery, and I got it in the colour creme or cream, or however you say it. But basically, because your skin isn't going to be ready for using perfumed stuff and strong stuff, because it is new skin, so you have to be gentle with your skin. I have been trying to cover it with this. It is very, very good coverage, but it's very not dry, because it does moisturise your skin, but it's not as movable as other foundations. It's like, because it's so good of camouflage, do you know what I mean? Like, this one is specially used for people who have just come out of surgery and things like that. So it cost me £55, but it is very good. But it is, because it's quite hard and dry, it's quite difficult to move it about, but it is very good, because very good coverage. So what I do is I put quite a bit on, and sometimes if I can't blend it, I just mix it in with a bit of, I put my wax on underneath. That's that same little waxy stuff as this that I showed you. Put a thin layer of that on, and then I put this on after, because basically what happened was, when I went to my appointment, he said you're okay to moisturise now, but it has to have an SPF of at least 15 to 30, and it can't be perfumed. So because I didn't want to go out, my mum offered to go and get some. I've never liked Clinique's moisturiser, but my mum didn't know that I didn't like it, so she went to the Clinique counter and said, oh, my daughter's had laser treatment, blah blah blah, and she needs this, and they gave me this moisturiser. I'll show you it. It's in a yellow tub, and it's called Face Cream Visage. I don't know if my camera's gonna focus, but yeah. So we got that, and that was about £15. But I'm thinking about taking it back, to be honest, because it is rubbish. Basically, because when you put the moisturiser on, it's not very easy to moisturise into your skin. You literally have to rub it, and if you don't rub it in properly, it goes all like dry really quickly, and it sort of goes that flaky. And it made me think, is that my skin? But it wasn't. It was the moisturiser. And I tried to rub, but it hurt. It hurt when I rubbed on here, because my skin just isn't strong enough and ready yet. So I rang up and I said I'm not using that anymore. And also I found it also gave me, I got really panicky, because I got little white little pimples on my cheeks and one up on my temple. I thought, that's very strange. It was ever since that I used this moisturiser, and I used it for one day, and I was like, that is very strange. Like, that shouldn't happen, because all these questions came into my mind, and I thought, oh no, it's going to cause more scars because it's another spot. This shouldn't happen. Am I not cleaning it properly? And all this. So I rang up my physician and I asked him, what is it? Are the spots going to scar? Will they go? You know, and all this. And he said, well, what have you been using a different moisturiser? And I said, yeah, and I told him what it was. And he said, maybe it's that moisturiser then. Maybe it's that moisturiser because your skin isn't ready yet to have all these new products and things. Like for the past week or two, I've been using this wax stuff. So all of a sudden it's getting this new stuff and it's like, oh no, what's this? And it also, it clogs the pores quite much because especially when I don't rub it in and it goes dry and flaky, that's clogging up the open pores, because after laser treatment your pores are massive. Your pores are going to be even bigger because it opens them up. So he said that's what it is. He said what I would do is stop using it, and he said to go back to using the wax, but not to use it as much as I did when it was gooping, only like once a day, twice a day, and do a thin layer of it. But keep your face mostly out in the air. Get it used to like surroundings and get the air at it and stuff. So he said just do that and then put a thin layer of it on, let it moist into the skin, and then put your foundation on. But if it still continues with getting the spots, there's a cream that I could get at the chemist. I don't know whether if people are from other countries watching this, whether you have to pay or if you can even get it, but it's called 2% hydrocortisone cream. And he said basically it moisturises it and it's very good for new skin. It's not perfumed or anything. So I haven't had any more. They've suddenly just, when I've washed it, they've suddenly just come off from the water, from the hot water. It actually made me panic because I was like, oh no, was it meant to come off? But it's left like, you can see like there, it's been one, and there. But I can't see a scar on it or anything. So we'll just have to see what it does. But he said it won't scar. But if you get like massive ones that look like your old ones, like your cystic acne, then say. But I was a bit annoyed because I read loads of reviews and they said, oh, your doctor should have prescribed you antibiotic tablets for a week while you've healed, to prevent you from getting breakouts of spots. And then I was a bit like, oh no, has he done it wrong? Has he not been, not very good? Did he miss something? And so all these questions came into my head and I just got panicked. But I haven't had any more. I'm using the wax stuff. I'm only putting the foundation on when I go to work, really. Because I just think I didn't really want the foundation in the first place. But because where they are, it looks like I'm a little doll if somebody's just put blusher on. So I didn't really want foundation on anyway, because I did all this just to not wear foundation as much anymore. And it's sort of like when I was putting it on yesterday and I was just kind of like, oh, I can't be bothered. Like, I know it's not long yet, like it's only a couple of months and then I'll be able to go back to my other foundations if I want to, and the pinkness will be less pink and things. But it's just, when you're sort of like, you just forget about this bit. When I went for laser treatment, I knew all about the healing. I knew how long it would take. But when I was there, I thought, this is it. This is it. It's going to be it now. But you just forget. Your mind just blanks all the healing and things like that. It's silly, but that's what I did, because I just thought it's going to be it's going to be there already, which it is, because it's all smooth, there's no bumps anymore, and I can even tell in myself I'm a lot more confident. But yeah, and also this Clinique thing, the lady said it's not fragrance, it's hypo something. But when I smell it, it smells like sun cream. It smells like it has something in there. It's very strong. And I just think, it doesn't irritate my skin. It's never made it itch or anything like that. But it just annoyed me trying to rub it in, and you literally have to rub. I was like, well, this isn't going to help because I can't rub it yet. And another thing you'll find with your skin that I didn't mention is when it goes dry, it will look smooth, it will look like it's soft, but when you touch it, it doesn't feel so much now, but yesterday and the day before, it feels a bit like rhino skin. Like literally, it's like somebody has just pulled your skin or a bit of fabric, and you know when it's gone tight, and you feel it, and it's like, ooh, a bit like stretched. That's what it feels like, sort of like rhino skin, where it's hard, and it's not as like puffy and soft as the other parts of your skin, because it's new skin and it's trying to get all the collagen ready. So it's gone a bit more plumpier today, but that's what it feels like. And also it will feel a bit scaly, like a bit bumpy. Not bumpy, because when you think of bumpy you think really bumpy, but I mean like you can sort of feel, if you've had what CO2 resurfacing laser that I had, you'll feel the lines from where the laser has been, but I can't see them anymore, they're gone. But I presume that's what it is, but it could just be the way the skin is or whatever. But that's what I can describe it to you. That's what it's like. So you've got to keep moisturising it. You've got to keep drinking the water, which is what I'm doing, to keep the moisture in, because it's taking moisture from other parts of me. I don't know whether I've said in the other videos, but I've got dandruff in my hair, my skin around my eyebrows and things, and my nose is flaking, so are my legs. So yeah, so just keeping the moisture in, because it does really need your moisture. And what else has happened? I don't think anything else has happened really. I'm just going back to work now. I've got to do more of these videos. I'm telling everyone about it. I'm going on, it's quite funny actually, I went on this website called acne.org. I signed up to it when I was 10 or 11, when I first got acne, and I found it really helped me. At the time, it has older people on making posts and subscribing to it now, but it had loads of teenagers and loads of people who all had acne, and some people have now got the scars and they don't know what to do, and like, it's really good. It's like a little forum thing, and people put their own videos and people put their own advice, and they tell people what things they've been using. Like some people have been using Neutrogena spot cream, but they haven't found that's helped, and you know, all them sort of products, like but everyone just all chats, and there's like, and I found it really helped me when I was little, and I remembered my login. I didn't think I would, and it said last logged in 2006. I was like, oh. And I had loads of messages from people, and I was like, oh dear, you're probably not on this website anymore. But it was really good, and there's like posts on there about like people being bullied, and like about their stories and things like that, and yeah, I just found it really, really really insightful. It made me think, when I was little, it made me think, I'm not alone anymore. And when I first signed up to it when I was little, there was only like a couple of hundred people on there. And it was this guy, I can't remember his name, but he set it up, and he's like in his 30s, or he was, and he had really bad acne when he was younger. And so he decided to set this website up for people to come and talk about it, sort of thing. And I spoke to him when I was little, and he was friendly. He was always replying to the post, but I haven't seen him on there, so I don't know whether he still checks it or what. But now, because it has like the count of how many people are on it, it's had like over 2 million people on there. And it's just so good. So if you have acne now, even if you don't have acne now and you have the scars, or you're thinking about getting laser treatment, or if you've had it or anything like that, it's worth to check it out and look at some of the posts, because some of them are really interesting. Some people have gone about treating their acne or scars a different way. Some have gone wrong. Some need help and advice with the emotional side. Yeah, it's just really good. It's really good to feel like you're not on your own, sort of thing, which is what I felt like, because when I got acne at 10 and 11, nobody had it. No kids in my school had it because I was young, and so nobody understood it, and they all picked on me because they didn't understand, and they all said that I was dirty, I never had a wash and things like that, but that wasn't the case. I just started puberty a lot younger, and it was horrible because I used to literally run out of school as fast as I could, and there used to be this girl, and I see her now, and it's quite funny, to be honest, because she works in a chip shop. I know, like, I shouldn't like be nasty, because, you know, a job is a job and you should work hard, but you know when somebody picks on you and you think, karma will get you one day, and there she's in a greasy chip shop job, you know, and it's things like that that just makes you feel a bit evil inside. But I remember running home, because I used to see my mum at the end of the playground waiting for me, and this girl used to run after me, and she would literally shout abuse at me across the playground, and I would literally run with all my school bags and my coat and everything, just literally run towards my mum, because I knew if I got to my mum, she wouldn't say anything. But it was horrible, like the things she used to say. I used to try and be nasty to her back, but you know, it always feels like when you say something to a bully, it doesn't affect them, so you sort of feel like, what's the point, sort of thing. So yeah, but it was a good school. I did enjoy it, apart from the bullying, but the bullying only happened sort of the last year, which was like year 6 to me. But yeah, that's just one of them that I remember, but there are plenty more. And I was thinking of another one the other day, which made me think, I think I might go back to this place when all this is done and see if he's there. But when I was 14 or 15, when I had, or was it 13, when I had really bad acne, cystic acne, I hung around with these 2 girls who I was best friends with, and we moved. This was when we first moved to secondary school. It was our first year, and we decided to hang out after school, and we went to this park that's near mine, and there was this boy there with his friends, and he started chatting to us, and in the end he wanted to go out with me. Well, he was my first proper boyfriend, and as a girl you just fall head over heels, don't you, because you just like attention, and you're silly and you're young. I didn't even really speak 2 words to him, but I said okay. And his name was Ben, and he was very sort of like the hard, tried to be the bad guy sort of thing, you know, like, oh, I'm smoking and all this, and I'm 14 and I'm smoking and all this, you know. And then every day after school I would go with my friends and I would meet him and his friends, and until one day, it was literally like the 2nd or 3rd day, but I went to the park, and all of a sudden his friend came up to me and he said, Ben doesn't want to be with you anymore. And I said, okay. And then I said, where is he then? And he said, oh, round the corner. I could see him, he just didn't want to speak to my face and tell me, which, you know, that's a bit childish for a little boy. But anyway, I thought, okay, so I went to go find my friends at the park and tell them, come on, let's go, I'm not with Ben anymore. I wasn't really bothered because it was only a couple of days and I didn't really know much about the kid. I tried, but he was sort of one of them kids a bit shy around girls sort of thing. Anyway, so we walked up the park. He came up behind us on his bike and his friends were there, and he started saying horrible things. Started shouting, "You're so ugly." And I said, well, why did you go out with me then? And he started saying, I feel sorry for you. No one's gonna love you. Look at you. You're so ugly and all this. And he started chucking stones at me as I walked home. And he kept following me and following me. And my one friend, she's very like, I'm not friends with her anymore, unfortunately. But she was like the hard nut. She was like one of them girls who like, yeah, I'll punch her. Do you know what I mean? Like, and she turned to them and she said, oh, I'm swearing and all this and giving it all that. And my other friend was just sort of like, she was like one of the girly girls, sort of a bit, oh, I don't know what to do. I think we should just go home and all this. And anyway, so my girly friend went off, which was sort of, to this day, I think, you horrible girl, leaving me. And yeah, and I started to walk home with my friend, and I was trying hard not to cry because she is this hard nut friend, so I was kind of like, I don't want to cry in front of her because she'll think I'm a bit of a wimp. But they were still chucking stones, and he followed me halfway home, shouting this abuse and throwing stones. And I went home, and I had bruises on my back and scratches from where the stones had been, and I just cried and cried and cried. And when my dad came in and saw me crying and said, what's wrong? I didn't tell him. I couldn't tell him. And I don't think I still have told them, but it was horrible. It was probably the worst experience I've ever had. And I've always dreamt that when all acting's over and all this, that I would go to that park with my puppy, my golden retriever puppy, and I would walk there and I would see him because I remember where he lives, and I'd be like, and I could just imagine him going, hello, and trying to like flirt with me again. Probably won't be, but you know when you have these silly dreams. And I'd be like, you don't remember me, do you? And he'd be like, no. I'd be like, oh well. And then just walk off and just feel epic. But yeah, and that's just some of the experiences. Like, I don't know why I feel to share them on YouTube, but I just feel like sharing you a bit of something that if you have been bullied or something, that you're not the only one. Bullying is horrible. It scarred me. I always remember the times of being bullied, always, and it's horrible. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, I hope that you like these videos. I noticed the other day that I've had 50 views on my last one, and I'm just amazed at that. I didn't even think I'd get one view, to be honest. But thanks so much. I will keep making these, even if it's not one every single day, because otherwise you'll get compiled with watching them all and they'll all sort of look the same and there won't be any information to say. But I'll probably make one in a couple of days if anything else has happened. Next week is when I start literally full time, like my proper work. This week has just been a little training thing, so it wasn't so bad. But yeah, if you have any questions or if you want to share your experience or whatever, just feel free to comment or send me a message or whatever. Obviously I'm not a guardian angel, you know, but when I had it, no one had, I didn't, you know what I mean, like in my year there was nobody who I saw who had acne, like they had that 1 or 2 pimple, but they didn't have acne or anything, and I sort of felt I wish there was someone who I could tell things to. So even if it's just a simple question like, I don't know, how old am I? Well, you probably knew that anyway, but you know, anything like that. But yeah, just it'd be nice to have a little comment. Not that I'm pushing or anything, just say. Okay, thanks, and I'll make another one soon.